Here we go!
Hey, what's up everyone? This is Gamer Blake 90 and welcome back to my playthrough series with Sonic 3D in 2D, also known as Sonic 3D Blast in 2D, a fan-made 2D rendition of the game by Sodanuck. In this video, we're going to be going through the Spring Stadium Zone, which comes complete with a beautiful sunset background. And upon noticing this detail right as the video kicked off, it made me realize something. And it's that in the original 3D Blast, you never really know what the weather conditions are in any of the stages. Well, except for Diamond Dust, because that was covered in snow and whatnot. Because of how the camera was positioned downwards towards the ground, so you never knew what the weather was like in any of those stages. But one of the big benefits of this fan game is that it allowed the creator to add a lot more detail to each of these stages, complete with weather conditions, and that was a super incredible touch-up to the Spring Stadium background, and also one that I think makes the most sense, because it represents like close to the midpoint of the game, close enough to it rather. 3D Blast wasn't exactly known to be a large game, and holy crap, did I actually finally make it up to this platform after multiple attempts to do so. Because before it just wasn't getting up there at all, no matter how hard I tried to make the launch trajectory go up while using this Barrel of Doom here. Yes. The infamous barrel that has stumped so many a young gamer in their earlier days of the Sonic legacy. In Carnival Night Act 2, there was a notorious barrel that almost none of us knew how to control properly until we finally figured it out after experimenting for like weeks, sometimes months. In my case, it was definitely months. And when I finally figured it out, not only was I embarrassed and relieved, I was also livid. That a control mechanic so simplistic was something that Sega completely failed to elaborate upon in terms of how Carnival Night worked. And it makes me grateful that for fan games like this one, the creators have been very, very careful about leaving behind some sort of a clue as to how to control each of the attractions, like this barrel here. Except for this one, I don't think it's ever made clear as to how you utilize the barrel in Spring Stadium. But if you played Sonic 3, then you won't exactly need another set of instructions as to how it works. And if you ever did need instructions on how it works, well then consider this video your guide. Okay, I think we're going the wrong way, so yeah. A large part of this level involves backtracking quite a bit and going towards the left as opposed to the right, so be very careful not to get lost in its layout, cause it can get quite confusing at times. But fortunately, you have these, well, shoot! And now that I'm noticing it, there are spike beds built into the ground for Spring Stadium, and if you stand on these for too long, spikes will come jutting out of the ground and hurt you, just like in the original Spring Stadium. Alright, clever there, Sodanuck, very clever. But I was going to say, there are arrows like these, peppered along the background, that will guide you towards the proper direction to go. Just like with the statue where Knuckles was pointing you in the correct direction to travel towards when you were playing Rusty Ruin. And speaking of Rusty Ruin, that was where you first got your glimpse of the sunset attraction for Spring Stadium once you got to the end of Act 2. As you might recall from seeing my video about Rusty Ruin. So I was really excited to see what would happen with Spring Stadium when I first got here. I played through this ad a couple times just to get a feel for how it would work, and sure enough, it definitely borrows some attractions from Carnival Night in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, as indicated by these flags you're seeing in the foreground. Well, like you saw in the foreground a bit ago. Huh? Am I immune to those? No, I'm not, but I see how they work now. These little traps here spitting multiple spiked balls out like that, they'll start in the background at first, and then they'll move towards the foreground, and that's when they become dangerous. Okay, let's take this spring and head down towards the left. Like I said, this layout can get kind of puzzling, but as soon as you come across a section with arrows like this, that should instantly remediate your issue. So let's head on over here. By the way, the only way to beat those guys with the shells on their backs is to spin dash into them. You can't jump on them, it'll just bounce you right back off. So, just a little heads up. So now, where are we headed towards exactly? I don't think we're at the end yet, because I don't think... No, I definitely never finished the first act in previous attempts of this level, because I just wanted to get a feel for how it would play rather than beat it outright. Whereas with Rusty Ruin, when I played tested it, I did beat the first and second act, so that was how I was prepared for the Act 2 boss, which proved to be quite a doozy. At least until I figured out a simplistic approach to beating it. Alright. And speaking of Sonanuk, he actually took notice of his playthrough shortly after I started it up. Whoa! Whoa! It's the Tails doll! Are you serious right now? Oh my god. He plays that kind of gimmick. But as long as you're quick enough to attack him before he can disappear into thin air like that, you'll be able to get the upper hand really fast. And... what the? Whoa, 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 whoa! Wait, he's invincible now. Ah! Oh god, those tails hurt. They really, really hurt. Wait, can I not attack him anymore? Oh, I have to wait for him to attack first, and then... whoa! I know Sonanuk did not give Tails his spin attack from Sonic Adventure. Are you kidding me? Crap, we're losing way too many rings. Alright, here's my strategy. Wait for him to go ham, and then you have to be quick to land a hit before he can recover. And I'm not doing too well at that, am I? Oh, no. I lost my ring. Honestly, this is a simplistic boss. Now that I'm seeing how it works, I just wasn't ready for it. Alright, let's give it another shot. But like I was saying, Sonanuk actually took notice of my playthrough shortly after I started posting videos about it. He even left a comment on my video about Rusty Ruin telling me he'd updated this game with a version 1.08 update to fix some bugs here and there, so I immediately installed it after he told me about it. So many thanks to him for the heads up, and hopefully the update came just in time to ward off some nasty bugs I would have experienced otherwise. Alright, now I have an idea. Whoa! And of course I wouldn't get to... oh god, now I'm having a panic attack. What the heck? I jumped and it didn't come out. Alright, here's an idea. As soon as he goes into a spin attack where he goes in a 360 motion, I don't mean that one, I mean like the other one where he's doing his air attack. I'll spin dash underneath it afterward, and... I'm getting walloped. Okay. Again? I cannot believe I'm getting my butt handed to me by a doll. This is nuts. I mean, I have an idea of how it works, but the invulnerability window on this guy closes down really fast after he attacks, so you really have to be quick about it. In fact, I can't even attack him right now. But wasn't I succeeding in doing just that earlier? Okay, now I am. Gonna go into phase 2. This time I'll be ready for it. Here he comes, and now! What? Oh wait, I can't attack him from behind? Is that the issue? I tried to like land to the right without actually touching him. Like that. Let's try this. There we go. So I have to hit him from the front. I swear, if I lose my ring again, I'm gonna lose my mind. And a life along with it. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. To the left. Jump. Oh crap. Come on, come on! Oh, now I know why those springs are there. Or bumper balls, I mean, not springs. They're meant to make it harder for me to actually attack him where I need to hit him so I can damage him. Because if I try to attack this doll from behind, I'll just bounce right off. There we go. And here he comes with Sonic Adventure spin attack. Now what? Okay, is that it? Whew! Well, that boss caused me so much effort, but it wasn't funny. But he didn't drop a Chaos Emerald this time. Huh? Weird. We did beat the At 1 boss, so I could have sworn that whenever you do that, you would get a Chaos Emerald. So that you wouldn't have to play special stages. maybe you have to get the 3rd emerald in the 2nd act? I guess we'll find out, because we're going to Spring Stadium Act 2. Oh boy, that was a heck of a boss. It took me a while to figure out what the issue was, but apparently you have to hit the Tails doll from the front, not from behind, or you will just bounce right off. And the way those bumper balls were positioned made it so much harder to target him to where he needed to be hit. And that's why that boss felt so difficult to me. I get what the deal is now. It caught me like 2 lives to figure it out, but bruh! This nighttime background is a blatant shout out to Carnival Night. I don't think the creator was even trying to hide the fact that he used inspiration from Carnival Night to make the 2D version of Spring Stadium. It makes sense, and it's very well done on top of it. So let's get this shield. There we go. Where do both mountains come from, though? Maybe they were in Carnival Night? They probably were, because immediately after Carnival Night, you go to the Ice Cap stage. So maybe it's just my memory drawing a blank. I need to play Sonic 3 AIR again and look at the Carnival Night background so I can make sure I got this detail of my commentary right, because I hate misinforming people. Let me tell you. Alright, there we go. But yeah, Spring Stadium Zone wasn't exactly one of my more liked levels, honestly. I mean, it wasn't difficult by any means, at least in the original 3D Blast. In this case, I'm just in the learning stage. But, I don't know. It wasn't all that extraordinary concept to me. But then again, I've never really taken an interest in any of the carnival-themed levels in Sonic history. Especially, we found a special stage ring. Especially in Sonic Adventure's Casino Night, where you had to grab 400 rings of Sonic before you could finally beat the stage. And part of doing so involved using the pinball machines in that stage to up your ring count. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go straight to the garbage disposal after going to a pinball machine, cause it'll be a lot easier for me to get the rings there, ironically. And that's how you got to the garbage disposal section of the casino. You had to finish a pinball machine with less than 100 rings. Luckily, the pinball machines offered much in the way of rings, but trust me, for convenience sake, you wanted to just go to the garbage. Whoa, oh, okay, thank God for temporary iframes that come up in time for explosive balls, but sadly, this attempt at the special stage is not gonna work out. As I previously said when I played tested the special stages, the rings come in too fast, and another thing I failed to mention is that the controls feel a little too loose, if that makes any sense. It's so much easier to run around the stage in a 360 motion as opposed to like the Sonic 2 special stages, but the problem is that when you're having to shift gears and go towards the right as opposed to moving towards, well, not as opposed to, but rather when you're shifting gears and switching between going left and right, there's such a loss of momentum that it makes it that much harder for you to get your movement back up to snuff again in time to get more of the rings. And add in the fact that the rings come in so quickly that you're left with almost no time to react to them, and they just feel... what's the word I'm looking for? They just feel overwhelming. But from what I'm told, the special stages in the Game Gear title Sonic Blast are the epitome of suffering. So I'm definitely not looking forward to those particular stages. And it's kind of funny because in Sonic 3D Blast, the special stages were actually a lot more bearable. A lot easier to play through. Because for one, the amount of rings that came in was incredibly generous, so you were left with little to no room for error. The only thing that came in kind of mega fast that you had to be prepared for was spike balls peppered all around the bridge. Because the way the special stages worked, you would run along a bridge from a first-person camera view to grab the rings while maneuvering left and right to avoid the traps as they came along, and to jump up the steps. So they were pretty generous, and best of all, the number of required rings to beat each of the stages never increased in the 3D Blast special stages, which made them all the easier to deal with. Some may still have found them difficult, but now that I think about it, maybe that may have been one effect that Sonic was going for. He might have thought they were way too easy to deal with at the time, so he wanted to add in some challenge to them. Which is okay and all, but I don't feel like 100% approve of the current approach being taken to them. Granted, he's still updating the game, so perhaps he'll draw some more updates to further polish the special stages whenever necessary. And personally, I hope so, because yeah, they're not a fun experience for me right now. No offense, of course. But again, that could just be a byproduct of me being inexperienced with them, because shortly after I complained about the special stage in Rusty Ruin, I then went off camera and cleared one of them to get the red emerald that Fang would otherwise have on his person at the end of Act 1. But part of that was because I replayed through the special stage a decent number of times to get a feel for how it works, so I was prepared then. But for that one we just played through, I was, kinda unprepared. Okay, but we seem to be getting a little lost. Where are we supposed to go exactly? Alright, let's go up here. Now move towards the right. Okay, there we go. I think we're back on track. And we're gonna pick up that invincibility box, cause why not? You know, if it wasn't for this theme being used as the supersonic theme in 3 and Knuckles, I don't think people would have gotten tired of his music at all, because otherwise it's a pretty solid piece. The problem is, it looped way too much whenever you went supersonic. In fact, there was a different theme to be used for supersonic in the Sonic 3 prototype, but that got replaced, and when I heard it for the first time, I was like, why on earth would they replace this theme? Sounds comparatively better than just using the repetitive invincibility music from 3 and Knuckles. Also, we cannot seem to get back up on top of those pinballs, so... flippers, excuse me. The pinball flippers, so... Well, crap. Okay, launch me right into that, Badnik, why don't you? That's very appreciated. Let's make our way up here. By this point, we're probably... Actually, now I think about it, no, I don't think we're getting close to the boss. And those arrows are pointing me towards the left. Oh, we got these loop-de-loops, let's go. But we seem to have passed up an extra life. Bummer. Okay, let's pick up the fire shield. Maybe this will come in handy for what lies ahead, because I've never seen the Act 2 boss for Spring Stadium. Matter of fact, I've never seen the Act 1 boss. A Tails doll, huh? What's next, a Knuckles doll? Okay, let's head to the left. But my god, I heavily appreciate this relation to Carnival Night through the use of a nighttime background. It's perfect, too. You go through Act 1 of the Sunset, and then Act 2, you take on a nighttime setting of Spring Stadium. It's pretty nice, let me tell you. I've always been a sucker for nighttime settings in Sonic levels as opposed to daytime settings. Why, I don't know, but I guess we all have our taste, right? And I seem to also recall mentioning a particular interest in nighttime city-themed levels. And this is close enough to the theme because it is a carnival taking place nearby a city, but the stage that we're in right now isn't exactly city-themed as opposed to carnival-themed, even if it is an attraction from a city, if that made any sense. So I wouldn't say it's enough to win me over. Oh, what the... Okay, what is this? A new take on the big arm boss? But rather than, bringing a pair of gloves to a fight, he's gonna come at you with bladed arms that will actually move upwards to provide him a shield from your attacks. So, that's the key here. You have to hit him before both arms come up so that you can do some damage. And to the left and right, well, shoot. It, indents in the ground that contain spike beds that you have to be ready for. Like, you actually see the spikes start to come upward as you walk over them. So, don't stand on them for too long, or you're gonna get your butt handed to you, like I am right now. And we don't have that much time left either. Alright, there we go. Second hit landed after, like, what, 20 seconds? Maybe 30? Woo! Shoot, shoot. I wasn't ready for that. I forgot he had that ground slam, too. Okay, there it is again. And now we got 2 hits. That's gonna up my chances big time. Oh, and the more hits you land on this guy, the faster those bladed arms will move around to shield him from me. But in the end, they are still too slow to keep up with the fastest thing alive, boys! We are done with Spring Stadium, the distant sibling to Carnival Night. And that means, if memory serves me correctly, we've got the Diamond Dust Zone. Oh, we're taking a spring? Is that meant to propel us towards the mountains in the background? I think it... Whoa, bruh. Oh my god. He's actually starting this day with a snowboarding segment, just like in Sonic 3's Ice Cap. And there appear to be reasons you can grab by jumping off of the slope. Oh my god, I didn't actually know you could jump off the snowboard. But I think it's only after you get to a certain point, after the slope starts off the stage. Whoa, the flickies get frozen. That's new on me. Well, I guess this fan game won't completely let go of the need to rescue flickies. I've never actually seen them get frozen like this. Thankfully, when you get frozen in Diamond Dust for Sonic 3D and 2D, you don't actually take damage just like you would in Sonic 3. This kind of takes a page from the book of Press Guard freezing mechanic. Thankfully. Now, all it needs is the ability to break through ice walls that are too solid for even Sonic to spin dash through, or for Knuckles to punch through. However, I think we're getting a little too far ahead of ourselves. I'm going to save this stage for the next video, in keeping with my typical formula of one stage per video. So that will do it for this one. I hope you all enjoy watching this stage just as much as I enjoyed playing through it. And if you did, make sure to drop those likes and comments, because I'm always eager to hear what you think. And also make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell and enable all notifications so you won't miss out on my playthrough while I update it. Until then, guys, take care. Blue blurs for life. Well, I don't know why I'm fingering my shirt here, because Sonic isn't on here, but rather Link from The Legend of Zelda. But y'all know what I mean. Blue blurs for life. I'll see you all in my next video. Peace.